Hi everyone, welcome to Hunter Gatherer Cooking. I'm trying a completely new style video. I'm actually in the office. This is where all the editing happens, but I've cleaned it up. I've made it look a little bit sort of hunter stalky type setup with all my gear on the back wall there. I've got a desk, I'm ready to go, and we're talking about PDS1. So I was offered the chance to do PDS1 and I said I will, but they're going to be completely my own thoughts. So this is my true opinions and thoughts of the course. But before we get into that, I want to start with DSC1. Now I was due to sit DSC1, but basically through really poor timing and illness and everything, I haven't done it yet. I will get there. Now before we get going, let's talk about DSC1 to start with. So first of all, you can book it either through someone like Basque or BDS, and you will get sent a load of course material. Course material like this is like a Bible. It's thick, it's scary, and in there is a lot of information, amazing information, but nevertheless, a lot of information to take on board. Now, if you're like me, that was really daunting. It comes through the post, it's thick, it's heavy. I'm not a great learner by reading and things like that. And so it is off-putting. I'm an amateur stalker or a beginner stalker. As much as I would love to say that I can learn like that, I'm best to be shown. And that's where the DSC1 course is great, because obviously you go and see them. You effectively go through all the material, you go through your assessment, your tests and the information, and you come out the other side, hopefully, with your certification. But getting onto the courses aren't always easy. It's a 3-day course, so if you don't live near it and you're traveling further, you're going to have to factor in, well, one, the time, if you need to take time off. You might need to factor in the cost of accommodation and petrol and things like that. But you probably will meet a bunch of amazing people who you'll probably stay connected with for a long time, and you will be supporting the charity and the trust involved. And for a long time, there was no other choice. It was kind of that or nothing, basically. Then Peter Jones and his team came up with PDS1 through the Shooting and Hunting Academy. And I think what they realized is that actually in the modern world now, people learn by videos. There are online courses for probably everything nowadays. And to someone like me, that is very attractive. So rather than having to book time off, you don't need to. You can log in through your laptop and do it at home in the comfort of your own house. You can do it at your leisure. So everything is in modules and you can sort of do it in bite-sized chunks. And in theory, the videos and the learning material are just as good because it's been signed off and LANTRA approved. What you've got is 2 courses, Oxford or Cambridge. They're both equals, but yet they're very different. And so I was really interested to do both and talk about the differences. Because I've not done DSC1, that information is from what I gather. I've not witnessed it all firsthand. What we'll talk about now, though, is PDS1 and everything that I've witnessed for myself. When you go into your account, you create a profile and you put your name and things like that in there. And depending on what you're going for, because they've got a number of different courses, your courses will be assigned to you. So I've got the Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate Level 1, PDS1, and also the Large Game Meat Food and Hygiene course. Now you can see from here, I have completed it. What I need to do is the gralloch inspection. And then I will be fully signed off and I'll put the certificate up on the wall. But what I can show you is the course that I did. So here you can see, I can't hide from it. I got 90%. I took 34 minutes in the end. And I actually did this back at the end of September. Did do it in the first attempt though, which is good. Now, I'm not going to be showing you the whole course. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose is to show you the benefits that I think come with it. And I'll give you my honest opinions at the end. Now, when I first got into deer stalking, I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing. And I was asking people left, right and centre some of the most daft questions, or to me, some of the most daft questions. I couldn't get my head round so much. The guys that I hang around with, sometimes they were supportive, sometimes they weren't. Sometimes they took the mick a little bit. I genuinely wish that I had found PDS1 sooner, because it starts off right from the beginning. It explains everything that you could possibly need to know. It is probably one of the best sort of theory materials that I've seen before you actually get out in the field. If I had gone through this before my first stalk, I would have understood so much more. So what you've got is you've got 13 sections, and that includes the exam, and it's broken down into this, and we'll go through them briefly, and I'll talk you through it. So module 1, why we shoot deer, why we become a trained hunter, understanding the unique nature of firearm certificates, choosing the right caliber and weapon, and then an exam module. So at the end of each module, there's an exam that you sit. Now, the quality of the videos is nothing short of excellent. I'm going to mute this. So Peter Jones narrates everything. He's absolutely fantastic. There are more people being added into the syllabus now. And you can sit there and you can watch. Now, because I've got some understanding, I was picking things up, but I was also learning an awful lot, and I was remembering what I didn't know. So the videos are very, very good quality. The narration is good and the content is good. This is a typical video that Peter will instruct. He'll quite often stand there and talk to you, and you do feel very engaged as you're watching it. So module 1, I found really, really good. It couldn't be more basic, but that's good for me. And it gave me the confidence and also the excitement to go into module 2. It was almost like, how much can I actually get done? So module 2, firearm safety and rifle components. So it goes through firearm safety. Again, I felt good because that's where I started my journey with James on a firearm safety course. The components and parts of a rifle, again, really, really handy. So if you don't know this stuff, this is the course to do. Now, module 3 is where to place your bullet and variants of shot placement. Again, very, very handy. When I first took my shot up in Scotland with Pete, he was great, but again, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. We were prepping literally right before we set out. So again, Peter Jones is covering heart and lung cavity shots, quartering shots, neck shots, head shots. Again, he talks about the safety of that. Reactions of the deer, I found that fascinating. A lot of it I hadn't specifically heard or seen before. A summary, and then another module. Module 4, zeroing at point blank range. Now, I'd done that because I had my rifle and I did that at the range again with James. But again, if you haven't done it, zeroing a rifle is the most daunting thing ever, thinking, how on earth do I do it? So this is a module that I really, really enjoyed. Could relate to, and I found that one doable. These videos, by the way, some of them are a couple of minutes long, some of them are sort of 5-6 minutes long. They might be longer, but they're nothing too heavy. You can sit down and just get through it. Now, module 5 covers marksmanship and techniques, shooting positions. Again, to see it firsthand like this was really, really good. Makes you want to get out there and practice. 100% on that one. Boom. Module 6, after the shot. So again, I did know a lot of this, but it was nice to sort of go through it again. So how to behave after the shot, following a blood trail, determining death, how to take a follow-up shot, the use of dogs and the tracking and recovery. Again, amazing. It was fantastic. Module 6, 100%. I'm clearly only going to show you the 100% ones. So module 7, carcass extraction, handling and inspection. To be honest, from here on in, it started to get a little bit heavier for me because I started to think, well, what should you be doing? And it does make you think, you know, what's safe, what's hygienic. So you've got extraction, gralloching. Now, gralloching was my Achilles heel. I have never done it at this point. I've witnessed it a lot, but when you're filming, that's completely different to doing. Filming and doing. Two different things. Module 7, see, I start to waver now, 90%, but still a pass. Module 8, deer identification. I think that I'm okay with deer identification. When it actually came to the exam questions about deer identification, I actually found that harder because some of the worded descriptions of the deer I struggled with. A picture, no problem. I'm all over that, but I think it was asking what are the characteristics of certain species and things like that. And again, I did struggle with that. So in module 8, deer identification, it goes through deer ecology and biology, red deer, fallow deer, seeker deer, roe deer, muntjac, Chinese water deer, and then another exam. Let's see how I did on that one. So I got 93% on that one. Now, these are like mini modules, basically. I don't think they count. It's the end one that actually counts. But of course, if you're getting your mini modules wrong, you need to keep learning and just go over the videos again and again. Now, module 9, this was horrible. Legislation. I really struggle with it. I think it's one of the hardest ones because you've got both legislations that you need to know. And I think it is just a case of sit down, shut up and learn it and try and find a way to remember it. So I did that one, but again, 86% on that. Really thought that was quite challenging to know. Module 10, Scotland, basically. Understanding the unique nature of Scotland, more safety, which is good. Deer species in Scotland, legislation and ballistics. That was just like, ballistics is just another category. Taking the shot, bullet drop and extended ranges and the effect of wind. This is something that I really want to get better at, understand more and practice more. For a theory, this was hard to get my head round. I think the practical, when I get into things like that, is going to really help. Another extraction video followed by the exam, 83%, 5 out of 6. And we're nearly there now. So module 11, buying equipment. It's really good advice in buying equipment. There is no exam on that. You can't have an exam on buying equipment. But Peter talks about quality and putting your money into glass and things like that. And also how to behave on a deer stalk. When I went out with Matt for the first time, sometimes he was polite, sometimes he wasn't. But I soon learned what to do, where to stand, to keep up, to give him space, all that sort of thing. Again, it's another, if you end up going out on a guided deer stalk, if you're paying for it or going out with a friend, it's good to know this stuff so that you don't mess it up, basically, or put them off. So module 12 is the next one. Where do you go from here? Peter's sort of setting you up for basically passing your test and what you can actually go out and do next. And then 13, the big one, the big exam. I forget how many questions there are. I think it's 50, but there might have been more. I can't remember now. But anyway, there's a lot of questions and it's time. So if you run out, I guess if you run out, you run out. But when you do get through it, woo! You get your screen that says you've passed. My heart's like boom, 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 boom at this point. But I did pass, which is amazing. And then you basically, you get your certificate, but you don't get it. So you can download your certificate. But what you're missing is you need to either send in a video of a gralloch inspection, or you meet up with one of the approved people and they will take you out and go through a gralloch, and they will make sure that you are checking the gralloch safely and correctly. And that's it. It was an amazing course. I was excited, I was engaged, I was entertained, I was learning, which is probably the main thing. And it makes you want to do more. There was nothing unpleasant, apart from not knowing the answers sometimes. There was nothing unpleasant about the course whatsoever. Now, is it perfect? The answer is no, but nothing is. The DSC1 isn't perfect. It's not geared up for people who learn in this different way. Why is it great? It is exciting, it's engaging, it helps you learn, it's convenient, it's relatively cheap if you take that all into consideration. You can do it at your own pace as well. And what's great, because I'm now doing this video, obviously, you can actually log back in. So if you want to do a refresh, you can just log in and refresh. What Peter's got, which is great, is the fact that he can update this course as things change. So he can make a module better. He could add some things in, or if regulations change, he can just change with that as well. So it's an evolving course. So if you were to log back in, you will get the most up-to-date information. If there is a way to see which questions you've got wrong, I haven't found it. So there may be a way, but I haven't found it. It would be good to see what you got wrong, because you kind of want to learn from that so that you don't make those mistakes again. I love the fact you get that feel-good factor by passing the modules, and it feels very thorough. So I really rate this course. Is it better than DSC1? I don't know, because I haven't done DSC1, not yet anyway. Is it convenient? Yes, it is. Does it get the job done? Yes, it does. Can you cheat? You can, actually. I don't think there's any point in cheating, because it's just one of those things where you say, well, you're only cheating yourself. Maybe there's some kind of security down the line that wouldn't allow you to do that. I don't know. So of course, like DSC1, you've still got to do the shooting assessment. But From a learning perspective, it was a thoroughly enjoyable experience. There's a lot of people out there who will challenge courses like this. I think it's the way forward without a shadow of a doubt. I think to a degree, gone are the days of learning through books and things like that. It also could be considered a waste of paper. So this is a little bit more environmentally friendly. But I am very open to answer any of your questions about the PDS1 course. I'll give you my honest feedback, my honest answers. But I really, really do rate this. I think it's truly, truly excellent. I'll be very interested to see how the competitors actually sort of keep up with this. Now, if you're interested in taking the PDS1 course or you're just looking for more information, of course, there is a link in the description. Click that. That will tell you everything that you need to know. It's all on the website. I should probably talk about PDS2. I would really like to do that and further my knowledge. And actually on County Deer Stalking and the Shooting and Hunting Academy, you can find all the courses that I have available, and they keep adding to them. I really appreciate all the support that I get through the channel. I'm always looking to learn and improve. Please keep subscribing, commenting, hitting that thumbs up button, turning on the notifications, all of the above, because it helps in the algorithm. But I'm really enjoying learning about deer management. I'm trying to get as many videos out as I can at the moment. I hope you like the new setup. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon for the next video.